Look for the helpers and the importance of words. So that's the theme of today's video for the next few minutes. And so let me jump right in with it. So, firstly, looking for the helpers. Look for the helpers. I learned this from a man who, some of you, let me preface what I'm about to say with this. Those not old enough to have a frame of reference of this man that I'm going to be speaking about won't get it. You're just not old enough to have grown up with him. So you're not likely to even get it. So, to be fair, I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to those old enough to have grown up with this person in their lives, not personally, obviously, but growing up with uh, the frame of reference. And the person that I'm speaking of is Fred Rogers or Mr. Rogers. Now, for those old enough to remember growing up with him, it's love him or hate him. Some people couldn't stand him, or some people's parents couldn't stand him. They wouldn't let their kids watch him, or the kids themselves just, didn't resonate. I get it. He wasn't for everybody. Me personally, I got it. Um, like many other people. So I grew up with him. Obviously, I was one of many generations. He was around for a very long time, and quite frankly, I those in my generation, Generation X, those are us in our, you know, what I like to say, punching 50 in the mouth. Um, we're the last generation of those uh, that grew up with him before he retired from his show, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And like I said, love him or hate him or not getting him or whatever, that's not really the point of what I'm saying here. What I am saying is the message that he was trying to put forth in his work of uh, compassion and understanding of differences and love and understanding, respecting of other people's cultures and differences and things like that, as opposed to hate and intolerance and so basically trying to make the world a better place. And so in when he retired from his show, and this is from memory, so I might need some fact checking here. So September 11th, 2001 occurred, and coincidentally or synchronicity, in terms of synchronicity, he retired from his show, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, not long after. And I don't know if that was intentional or whatever. It's not for me to figure out. But he he signed off with his last show and his broadcast and stuff. And then not long after that, he was awarded the Lifetime Achievement Award. And in his speech at the Lifetime Achievement Award, he referenced sort of indirectly the chaos that was occurring in the aftermath of September the 11th, 2001, and a lot of so he used that as a reference or a backdrop. He used, and he, by the way, he did this non politically. He didn't use his Lifetime Achievement Award speech as a political platform. It was pretty amazing how he did that without making it political, but human. Okay. And so in his speech, he said, when we're faced with the chaos of the world, and he referenced it was there from the dawn of civilization to September the 11th, 2001, and it is likely to always be as long as there's human beings on the planet and civilizations and societies. There's always going to be chaos of some sort. And to not be drawn in to the chaos and not be drawn into the negativity and not be drawn into the darkness of it, because it could really be easy to get cynical. It could be really easy to be like, well, what's the point? Everything sucks. Everything's, miserable and chaotic and evil and all this. So in order for that, for good people, right, to not be drawn into that and become that, look for the helpers. And that's a quote from him. Look for the helpers. And that's really profound. And that's a really good way to not be drawn in to the chaos and the toxicity. And this is on, that was, he was referring to it on a macro level as well as a micro, so the macrocosm and the microcosm. So he was referring to it in the macro, the big, societal, um, big scope of it, broad scope of it. And then also, I think, I don't want to certainly speak for him, but in the microcosm, in our relationships, our homes, in our under our own roofs, in our own lives. Um, so look for the helpers. Look for the people that are saying, is are you okay? Is there anything I can do? Is there anything you need? Look for those who are genuinely exhibiting compassion and understanding with no agenda. They're not looking for a photo op. They're not looking for recognition. They're not looking for anyone to say, "Oh, look at him," or "Look at her. Look what they're doing. Isn't that wonderful?" Um, Not looking for, "Hey, look at me on social media. Look at me." Right? They're doing it not under the watchful eye of anybody. They don't care about that. They're doing it genuinely because they want to help and they want to exhibit that and pass that along to other people. You know. So there's that. Look for the helpers. Look for the people that are doing that in a genuine way, and it takes, I guess, a discerning eye to be able to do that too. But um, become that person as well. Don't only look for them, but become that person. Not easy to do. None of this is easy to do, but it's something to keep in mind. The other thing I wanted to allude to today is the importance of words and verbiage and what we tell ourselves and what we tell others, right? Lao Tzu once said, "Those who speak do not know." I'm in full agreement with that, and I'm a strong proponent of Lao Tzu's philosophies and practices. And so and also in those who know me, you can see it now, it just in my videos, and those who know me personally, professionally, um, I kind of have these darting eyes, but it's like my brain scanning at internet speed uh the right words to choose to say. And I'm very pragmatic in my words and the verbiage that I use because I understand the importance of words and I understand how they can make people feel. Now, it doesn't mean walking on eggshells. It doesn't mean kowtowing or being obsequious to other people constantly. Because that's not healthy either, overthinking every single solitary thing. It's just being wise and discerning of what we say and how we say it to convey meaning, to make our words mean something. If somebody says, "I love you, I love you, I love you," but their behaviors are illustrate otherwise, what's the point? What does "I love you" mean? It doesn't mean anything. So, if we choose to say, "I love you," and by the way, the words, the verbiage that comes out of our mouth is a choice. And that takes mindfulness, and that takes awareness. So become that's all the importance of mindfulness and awareness, and that's a whole nother thing. But in so doing, in becoming more mindful and aware, we can choose our words more wisely and carefully, with not in an obsequious way, like I mentioned, or kowtowing or walking on eggshells way, but in a mindful way. And so that we can be more compassionate, we can be part of the helpers of the world, not spewing venom, not being hypocritical, but being genuine with our words. So, certainly not being somebody that might stand at a pulpit, or that might stand at a podium, or that might stand, in any kind of way and saying certain things. And then, that person is doing otherwise behind the scenes. Right. So, being genuine, being honest, being compassionate, being real with our words and what we choose to say to people, so that it can echo and ripple honesty, compassion, understanding, wisdom, and most importantly, the person that you see in the mirror. What are you saying to him or her? Because it starts there, and then once we've got that grounded, and by the way, it takes daily maintenance of that, because if we get off the path of that, it can be very easily losing it. It takes maintenance to do that. And once we've got that down, we can then echo it outward, because it's going to be genuine. If we can't be genuine with ourselves, it's going to ring false outwardly. So look for the helpers and choose your words wisely. Like I said, when I do these videos, you can obviously see it. When people that know me professionally and personally, I do this. I have this kind of darting eyes. I'm not evading anything. It's just my brain scanning for the right words to choose to use. And sometimes take these pauses when I speak to people personally, professionally, because that's what I'm doing. I'm discerning the words that I'm choosing to use. So, uh, thank you very much, everyone, for being part of this and allowing me to be part of your journey. And I look forward to seeing you all again soon. Be well, my friends.